You found out about your human design and now you're obsessed with energetics and are wondering, can this be applied to love, dating, and all things romanticism? And the answer, ladies and gentlemen, is yes, it can. And if you're anything like me, I'm super romantic. I love, and I'm so excited to share with you how you can start using your energetic authenticity to come correct and enter a relationship where you feel seen and you feel heard and your needs are going to be met. My name is Maike Gabriela and I'm a human design leader and energetic expert and the founder of the Human Design Transformational Certification. And I have supported hundreds of couples that were misaligned, not connecting, to find their energetic authenticity and grow stronger than before. If you want to learn more about your energetic compatibility, in the description box below you have a free resource where you can read you and your partner's chart together and see how you're connected, where the chemistry is, and what are the things that you can build and use to support the understanding of each other so that you can grow stronger. In this video, I'm going to break down what the biggest pitfalls are, the things that you have to become aware of so that you can start using your authentic expression to attract a partner, a relationship, an experience that is going to enhance your own spiritual and energetic karma. So if you're somebody who has been wondering where their soulmate is, why they're not finding a relationship that can last, or why they're not attracting the right partner that their heart and soul is desiring, then you will find out in this video why this is happening and what are some tangible tools that you can use to actually start becoming radiant and super magnetic to the people that are meant to come into your lifetime. If you are in a relationship and things are a little bit rocky, if you are dating and you're not understanding why there's so much conflict, then you can also use the information in this video to look back on how you entered this relationship and start understanding your dynamic in a deeper, more energetic level. Let's get into it. The first thing we have to understand is that we all have this aura, this energetic field, and all of your gifts and talents, they're sitting in that aura like apples on an apple tree. And so when your actions and your words don't match what your energy exudes, it's going to make people feel a little bit repellent towards you. It's going to feel like you're not being clear. It's going to feel like there's some turbulences, some disturbances going around in your energetic field. And because it's something that we can't really tangibly see, it's something that we feel. We all understand the word vibes. Oh, this person gives me bad vibes. Go to this party, it's incredible vibes. Those are the way that we describe things that we can't tangibly see, because vibes, when we would look it up in the dictionary, actually means vibrational frequencies. And so to understand this, when we're not really embodying our energetic authenticity, we're not magnetic, we're not radiant, we're not transparent. And so people that see us, that meet us, don't see the possibilities to connect with us on a deeper level. When we're not able to show up as our whole authentic self because we have parts of ourselves that we feel ashamed of, that we have been taught are not accepted, that we have been trained to hide in order to survive, in order to be accepted and loved by the people in our life, this aspect that is lost is always inside us getting triggered because it wants to heal, it wants to come to the surface. And our romantic relationships are the playground for which our subconscious can finally come out and try to find situations to heal. So the more we're able to integrate our whole authentic self, our energetic authenticity, the more we'll be able to show up as who we are. And the more we're able to show up as who we are, the more we're going to be able to attract the person who loves us for who we truly are. And only when we are loved and seen for who we truly are we able to create a relationship dynamic in which we're excited and feel safe to share our needs and our triggers and be open and vulnerable. And that is the base. Intimacy is the base for a beautiful romantic relationship. And this, ladies and gentlemen, is where the energetics come in. So let's start with the projector. It is incredibly important to understand that the projector has an innate feminine energy. And I'm going to talk about energy in a very basic way. We're going to talk about masculine and feminine energy because I'm talking about the character traits that we associate to these energies. And so the projector has an innate feminine energy. The projector's strategy is to wait for the invitation. And if you want to learn more about the projector, I have a whole video on the projector that you can watch after this. The projector has an innate feminine quality, which for a female identifying projector can be very beneficial in this very heteronormative society, because the female projector can actually just sit it out, and when they are energetically aligned, they're going to wait for the invitation. They're going to wait to be invited out on a date. They're going to wait for somebody to approach them, and that is energetically correct for them. Doesn't mean that if a female initiates, they won't have success. Women who initiate might have success even when they are projectors, but because when they show up and they initiate and they go after somebody they're attracted to, let's say a projector woman is in the club and she likes somebody and she goes up to the person directly and is like, hey, I really like you, let's go home together, the success rate can be really high. But we always have to look at what the end result is. Is the goal to have casual sex, or is the soul's true needs to create a beautiful, long-lasting, deep relationship where these triggers can come up, where the subconscious can be healed, and create this incredible safe space to continue to expand and grow together? So most of the times, your goal is going to be to have an expansive relationship that feels safe and profound and is soothing to your soul. And so for the projector who identifies as a woman, it's really important to wait for the invitation. And vice versa, we're going to have the biggest conditioning for the projector male, because in this heteronormative society, men are supposed to hunt and men are supposed to chase. And so the projector male can have a lot of struggle and have a lot of resistance, because their innate way of attracting a partner is also going to be to wait for the invitation. So as much as a projector male wants to go after the woman because that's what he's been trained to do, because that's what his father told him to do, or go after whatever sex the partner is, it's really important to understand that as a projector male identifying person, you do also have to wait for the invitation. And so if you're not having the success that you're dreaming of having as a male projector, it might be because you're trying to initiate, and that is going against your energetic authenticity and creating resistance. And so when you are actually entering a relationship that you have initiated as a projector, no matter if you're female or male, and you are initiating, that person is not connecting to your true energetic authentic self. And therefore, you have not entered correctly this relationship, which will already create a rocky start into the relationship, because you first have to need to recognize each other fully to be able to be seen and express your whole beautiful, authentic self. What happens if we have two projectors that are interested in each other? Because this is the most often question that I get. You will be able to have a little bit of a dance. You will be able to have an open invitation. And so you might need to sense out how much of the waiting for the invitation, how much hints and subtle energetic things you can do, because I always like to reframe this idea of, instead of waiting for the invitation, how can you create invitations into your life? And that is allowing to be seen. So all of the dating apps where you're allowed to be seen, where others are able to make the first move, even if it's just a like or a match or whatever it is, those are things that are going to help you thrive as a projector, right? So for example, as a male projector, I would definitely say go on Bumble. Bumble is a dating app where women have to make the first step. That is amazing. That is great for all male projectors. And so find whatever works for your energetic strategy. Now let's talk about the generator. So the generator also has an innate feminine energy. The generator is somebody who, the more they do what they love, they're going to generate this beautiful, juicy, magnetic energy that is attracting the right people and opportunities and chances towards them. So what's going to happen? If we have a generator that is not lit up, that is living full of compromises, that is burned out, that doesn't have energy, the people that you're going to attract into your life will not be the people that are seeing you for your whole authentic self. If you try to initiate, if you try to force, you're moving away from your energetic authenticity. And the thing is that it doesn't matter how much you see the potential in the other person, if you don't feel this pull towards them, if you don't feel this magnetism that is literally like, you know, the flies to the fruit or the mosquitoes to the light, like there has to be this pull, there has to be this magnetism for you to understand that you are actually really attracting the right person for you. And so the first steps for you to start becoming really magnetic, becoming really radiant, is starting to take away the compromises out of your life. And only when you do that and you're able to show up in this really electric and juicy, energetic way, that is when naturally the people that are meant to be in your life will come into your life. And so projectors and generators are a great match because projectors will always ask, and the generator with their sacral defined is always ready to give the answers, and they make a really great couple and they make a really great, you know, kind of chemistry and connection. And so it's also important to understand that the generator has a defined sacral, and the defined sacral center is that energy center that's connected to desire, to joy, to creativity. So there's going to be a dominance in their desires. So generators are going to be dominant over reflectors, manifestors, and projectors with the things that they desire. And so in the presence of a generator, projector, reflectors, and manifestors can feel this very strong pull. And if a generator is interested in them, they're going to be probably very seduced by the desire that the generator is exuding. And so as a generator, when you meet another generator, it can again be this dance, because it's like, ooh, to what am I responding? Are we responding at the same time? Is there a delay? What's happening? But it's a really beautiful exercise to just really notice when you start focusing on the things that you love, how much energy you have. And when you have this energy, what beautiful and aligned people come into your life. With the manifesting generator, I think it's really important to understand that the manifesting generator is the hybrid between the manifestor and the generator. The male manifesting generator, I think, is going to be the person that has it the easiest in today's society norm to find a partner, because they will respond to what they like, to what they desire, to what they find beautiful, to what they find exciting. But then they also have this powerful defined throat that allows them to go after what they want. When we look at this through the heteronormative perspective of a female manifesting generator, I see a lot of female manifesting generators really struggle. And this is because they also have to balance this feminine energy and this masculine energy. And oftentimes, because the desire is so strong to be in a relationship, and the desire is so strong to have children, and the desire is so strong for passion and connection, they override their actual energetic authenticity and start really moving from this very strong masculine energy that comes from the throat. And because of their energetic dominance that comes out of the sacral center, can really seduce the people around them, and they can be very powerful and very seductive, magnetizing energies. Female manifesting generators don't struggle so much with conquering somebody, but they often struggle with then maintaining that relationship. Meaning they get ghosted often, they don't understand why the person when they're with them is like super connected to them and super passionate about them, but when they're not, they're like not texting, or they're very hard to pin down, or they're not answering on time. Like this is a very common female manifesting generator dynamic, because the female manifesting generator has this really intense energy that is often difficult to handle for the people around them, because especially those that are more sensitive, like the reflectors, manifestors, and projectors, who have an open sacral center, whose desires are directly connected to the desire in the people around them, because through this open energy center, they take in that energy, they amplify the pleasure and the desire of others. So it's often difficult for projectors, reflectors, and manifestors to assess how much they want the other person, and they often get sucked into things where they're not 100% sure that they're feeling the same way about the other person. And so as this dominant manifesting generator female energy, it's really important to always rely back on the response and to take a step back to really respect the other person's energetic authenticity and really understand that we all have a different process, and that just because somebody's dominant, like the manifesting generator, no matter female or male identifying, that because you have this energetic dominance and you have this energetic strength, it's really important that you create a safe space and you create boundaries so that the other person can show up as authentic as possible, so that the other person can have space to connect to their own desires and figure out what they really want. And when you give the other person space to figure out what they want, then they have the choice and they have the responsibility to come towards you, to come close to you, and then you can have, a balanced interaction and an open conversation about what the desires are for the future possible outcome. But if your energetic dominance is continuously trying to seduce and overpower the other person, they're going to create distance so that they can find space within them to feel themselves, to be able to give you the answer that you're needing. So the best thing for manifesting generators is to really understand how energetic dominant they are, and giving the partner, giving the lover a little bit of space so that they can connect to their own truth. How does love and dating and relationships look like for the manifestor? So this is really fascinating because the manifestor is the epitome of masculine energy. And in our society, there's a lot of shame around masculine energy because we've been subjected to this patriarchy that has had a lot of negative connotations and side effects, which has caused a lot of pain. And so there's been this projection on the masculine energy as it being something pejorative. I personally really love and adore and am fascinated with the divine masculine. And I think the divine masculine energy, no matter the sex, is really beautiful to inhabit, and we need it so much to have a place to rely on. And maybe this is just because I'm a projector and it just sounds amazing to have somebody who's going to protect me and take care of me and make things safe for me, where I can relax and just wait for the invitation. But as a male manifestor, you're going to have a very high success rate at initiating relationships. So it is really all about going after what you want, being vocal, obviously always being kind and respectful, but there is this innate power that comes with your energetic aura of the kings and the conquerors of the time that is going to make it pretty easy for you to get the person that you're interested in, to get interest back at you. And for the female identifying manifestor, can be a little bit more challenging because nowadays there's so much information on Instagram, on TikTok, on all of the platforms. Embody your divine feminine. Only when you are in your divine feminine, then you will attract the right partner. This does not apply to female manifestors. As female manifestors, it doesn't matter how long your nails are, how pink your dresses are, and how much glitter you love. You can dress so feminine as you'd like or not. This is tastes and, characters. But all of that doesn't matter as long as you show up in your divine masculine. As a female manifestor, you're here to initiate. You're here to go after what you want. If you're trying to wait for somebody to text you, if you're in the club trying to wait for somebody to approach you, the person that will approach you and the person that will reach out to you and will invite you out on a date is probably not going to be the right person for you, because they're not seeing you in your energetic authenticity, which is this powerhouse, this adventurous, fiery, intense person who is meant to live this life that is really full of leadership potential. And so you need to find a partner that is going to see and honor and fall in love with that intensity and that authority that you carry in your energetic body. And so even though you show up as, this divine masculine energy, you can be incredibly feminine. And that doesn't mean that you have to be in charge of the relationship. This doesn't mean that you have to be the doer of the relationship or bring home the bread or whatever, if that's not what you desire. But it's important that you show up energetically authentic, because that is when you will be seen for who you truly are. And only when you're seen for who you truly are, you will feel loved for your whole authentic self. And that is the base on which we can grow, we can become vulnerable, and actually be empowered to continue our growth and be the best possible version of who we want to be, with the support of our partner and vice versa. And last but certainly not least, we have the beautiful Reflector, which is actually one of those energy types that have a lot of struggle when entering a relationship correctly. Why? Because their most important quality to be able to see if a person is right for them or not is waiting for 28 days. And this is really incredibly important because oftentimes there's this insecurity within a reflector, like, oh no, what if they meet somebody better? What if, they can't wait? What if all of these what ifs are actually just a sign that you haven't completely embodied and embraced your energetic, authentic self? The moment that you start understanding that your strategy of having to wait 28 days before making such a major decision like entering a relationship with somebody, those 28 days can be a beautiful portal for you to assess the person, get to know them deeper, create space and boundaries and see how they react, and also really create understanding and empathy for your authentic way of doing. And so the strategy for the reflector is your number one sign to understand if a person is for you or if a person is not for you. Because if you have somebody who's pressuring you to make a decision faster or quicker, or wanting them to engage in more intimacy before you are actually ready, then you can for certain know that the universe is letting you know that this person is not the right person for you. So another thing that I think is important to address is that reflectors have the biggest struggles of dealing with diagnosed narcissists or undiagnosed narcissists. But I know narcissism is a word that gets thrown out a lot, and I don't want to be one of those people, but there's often this attraction and magnetism of reflectors with people who are actually just wanting to fall in love with themselves. And so because the reflector is often a reflection of their partner, the partner often just wants to fall in love with themselves, then the reflector can feel like they're never fully seen, never fully embraced for who they truly are, and always just seen and admired for being a reflection of the partner. So again, the most important thing for you as a reflector in a romantic relationship is allowing yourself to wait out those 28 days before making any major commitments, before moving in, before accepting like a consolidation of the relationship, and really see and feel out within this transition of all of these planets moving through you if this person shows consistent, safe, and love towards you in the way that is able to meet your needs and makes you feel seen for who you truly are. If you've enjoyed this video, then please like, subscribe to the channel, leave your questions down below because I love answering them, and you will find 2 amazing offers that we have right now in the description linked below. They're super cool and they're going to be able to help you to find the most aligned and sparkling and juicy love. So thank you so much for watching, and remember, I don't care what anybody says, I love you.